He's like 20 minutes late. I know that he's getting my text messages because I'm getting the red receipts. I hope he's okay. I don't know, like, how long do I wait? It's been 30 minutes. I tried to call him. I tried to text him. I haven't gotten an answer. So I don't really know what to do. I don't know.
Hello?
Hey,
Hey.
what are you guys doing?
We're at the playground right now. Why, what's up?
So I got stood up,
Jeez.
and he kind of said something that really kind of just fucked me up. And I really just kind of want my kids. If maybe you would bring the kids to come and I can just do it with them instead.
Let me call Mom and let her know what's going on, because, I think they'd enjoy kayaking, but last time I asked them, or let them know, so.
Okay, just let me know.
Alright.
Alright,
I'll
thanks.
let you know what's going on.
Alright, thank you.
Yep.
Alright, bye.
Bye.
This was my first Christmas as a divorced single mom. You want to know how it went? It is currently 8 a.m. on December 26th, and I just woke up an hour ago after sleeping for the last 20 hours. Because this year was Josh's year to have the kids. So I worked from 10 p.m. till 10:30 a.m. Christmas Eve into Christmas morning, and I came home and then I went to sleep, and I didn't wake up until an hour ago. Because I had nowhere to be and no one to be with. For the last 11 years of my life, my Christmases have been spent with my in-laws because that was the family that I had, and I don't have that anymore. I have one half-sister who I talk to occasionally who is in a completely different state, so couldn't spend Christmas with her. Other than that, I don't have family. And all of my friends were spending Christmas with their families, so I slept. I wish more single parents who had to share their children for the holidays would talk about how much this sucks. And I know it sucks to be the downer of the holiday season, but also because nobody talks about it, I feel like I'm alone in feeling like this, and it really sucks. Anyways, I hope all of you had a much better Christmas than I did, and I am gonna go and find something to do for the next week until my kids come home.
I'm going to be so honest. A man should be happy that his ex moved on to a new guy way too quick, because that just means that she's so emotional that she cannot handle losing you. So she needs to forget about it in the fastest way possible by numbing her emotions and getting with a new guy. And be confident with it. If you're gonna be insecure and say in my comments, oh, that's not the case, okay, you create your own reality. I'm not gonna convince you otherwise. If you don't listen to my videos, then that's exactly what's gonna happen to you. Twerk with me 101, it'll be in my bio. And also, I'll make a YouTube video about this. I make YouTube videos about every single video that I make on TikTok. They're just more detailed.
So the guy I've been dating for 8 months just came over and broke up with me. When I met him in March, I came back to life. I got my confidence back. I played, I laughed. The hardest thing for me is that he just committed 3 weeks ago and told me that he considers me his girlfriend and has told everybody else. And so what did I do? I put him right back on Facebook and paraded him in front of everybody. Here's my guy. So as much as I know it's the right thing, my mind knows it's the right thing, my heart hurts.
Let's answer this question. Can I ask, how do you think it got to that point, if you don't mind answering? She's referring to the video I made where I talk about my husband of 25 years sitting me down and telling me at a Mexican restaurant that he was only in our marriage for our daughter, essentially saying he didn't love me anymore, which I therefore left and started over again with our daughter. So how did it get to that point? It's very interesting that you ask this, because I've been making videos about older women dating younger men. And it's funny because I think that age actually did hurt us in our marriage. I was 21 and he was 31 when we got together. I had a 2-month-old baby and he had a couple kids actually from a previous marriage. And I was still living with my parents. It was very much, even though neither one of us had anything, neither of us had any money, we didn't have literally anything. That part was very equal. He was still 10 years older and was very much the boss, controlled the finances, made all the decisions, when we were going to live together, when we were going to get married. He was the decision maker. maker in all of those cases. And I didn't really have enough confidence to make my own decisions at that time. What happened though was we got together and I started really helping him build a business that he had a license for, but really wasn't doing anything. And so I applied all of my marketing to his business. The business took off. Between my marketing and his sales, we skyrocketed. We made $1 million our first year. We were the #1 catering company in all of Las Vegas for decades. It was a really big deal. But what happened was, as that time went on, I started establishing myself. I started building my own confidence, my own identity. Eventually, we wound up getting into real estate, and I became a teacher, trainer, and started coaching and speaking on real estate and on marketing. And then that turned into me speaking about affiliate marketing and making 6 figures as an affiliate marketer. And then I'm on the stages and I'm writing books and I'm doing things like that. And as I climbed that social ladder, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it, I think he struggled. And I'll be really honest with you, he didn't change. He didn't change at all. I don't think in the entire 25 years he ever changed. He was the same guy he was when we met, and that was a problem.
I'm divorced. I thought I'd be happier, except the judge set the child support amount.
Okay.
At $326 a month. $326 a month for 2 kids for child support is what he has to pay me. $326 a month. Because he's not working.
She fumbled the bag.
If he chooses not to. I was able to cross-examine him, which was fun. And I asked him how many hours a week he spends working or trying to sell houses, because technically he still has a real estate license, so technically he's still a realtor. He said 15 hours a week approximately is how many hours he works per week. Grown man. Grown, able-bodied man with transportation and no childcare to worry about says he works 15 hours a week, which I think is kind of a high estimate. I'd put it more at like 0 hours per week. So $326 a month for 2 kids. Fun, right? And this is after I was super gracious and let him keep his parenting time. The guardian ad litem recommended 0 parenting time for dad.
Yeah, I can agree with my female viewers, if I have any watching. I think I do. Dating a guy who's a bum, he's lazy, he's not working. Yeah, 100%. I don't advocate for dating those sort of dudes. But this woman surely must have seen glimpses of that. He didn't just become lazy and a bum overnight. And then she divorces him, and then she makes a video saying he's not this, he's not that, he's a bum, he's got no money. But then you're annoyed that you're not getting his money. So what she's pretty much saying is, I would have been happy with half his resources or more. You know, most people would be happy that they've got custody of the kids, not how much money was getting paid out. The worst part about the video is when she says, I was super gracious to let him have parenting time with our kids. Like, that's their dad. That's their dad. It just shows how flipping crazy she is.
This or affection, it's like so hard for me as an adult. And I realize that I choose relationships that I know won't work out because it scares me. It's like,
because it's scary. I choose relationships that don't work out because I want to. That's it. That's it. Because I wanted to.
I haven't needed someone in so long. Because needing someone is like, it's too vulnerable for me.
These women are just addicted to the drama. It fuels their whole body and existence. Mind you that this woman was married. She had what most women want. But she decided to leave the marriage for the streets because she probably thought that she could do better.
The grass is never greener on the other side. And a lot of times it's because maybe they had a boyfriend or whatever they liked better. Or, you know, we get to a certain age and we just want children. And biology, and I don't think it's intentional, but women's, biology starts ticking. We want children, and the first guy we see, we have one with. But when we have the most choice, it's not who we would have picked, and then we divorce them and then ruin. That's why I said I'd rather women just die alone rather than marry someone they don't like. Marry a guy you like, be realistic, but come on, marry someone you actually like, rather than nitpick, get fat, and stop sleeping with him and just make his life miserable for a lifetime. Just die alone.
Now she thinks that guys who are dating her now that she is old and used up are lucky to have her. Check it out.
Really, it's not about why me, because our experiences are what make us who we are.
I'm grateful for who I am now. And maybe if I had had the white picket fence and the house and the husband, who knows, maybe I would be getting divorced now with 3 kids. And I wouldn't want that on anyone else either. I've been through divorce without kids. I can only imagine how hard it is with. So I'm grateful that.
Does this woman become a life coach? I see life coach in her future. I see it, okay?
I had the experiences that I had because now I'm a stronger woman. And whoever I attract now, they're going to be so lucky to have me.
Hold on a second. You really think that a man that knows his worth would feel lucky to be with a 52-year-old?
Oh, she's 50? Oh, God, you're half a century old. It's just time to retire. At that point, it's time to just, sometimes, ladies, it is time to take the L. It is time to just say, you know what? My life has just been an ultimate L, and I'm going to take it.
Over woman that has been ran through by Chad and Tyrone. You must be out of your damn mind. The only men that are even considering you as a suitable candidate are simps. And we all know that women like you don't respect those kinds of men. All you do is use them for validation so that you can feel better about yourselves. Guys, as usual, we are going to watch now how the dating market humbled this woman in the worst way.
Yeah, I mean, men lie. If it sounds too good to be true, probably is. Probably is.
I will not date a man who doesn't work out, who doesn't value his own body and mind to make it better than it was the day before. Not date a man who doesn't have equal or better than I do. So where have all the men gone? Where have all the real men gone?
There it is, the real men. Here we go.
All I see are weak and feeble, fat and out of shape. So I'm your new coach. I want to coach you so that
I knew she was going to be a life coach. Oh, I am so good. I knew it. I knew it. Women always get the audacity. We always get the freaking audacity.
you can date a girl like me. One who's strong, who's confident, who's got his shit together. I don't need you.
I mean, you were just crying on TikTok. How confident?
Rebound is just a phase for her. She doesn't know it yet. She goes to the rebound. She gets another guy in her life after leaving you. She doesn't know the reality of it. The grass is not greener on the other side. She feels that she made the right decision, but as time goes on, it's going to hit her like a brick in her face. She doesn't know the reality that's coming. You are dealing with it right now. You are dealing with the emotions of a breakup right now. When that high wears off with the guy she's with, it's going to hit her harder than anything, and then she's going to come back to you. When she does come back to you, don't take her seriously. Have her as an option, just someone you meet up here and there. But you need to treat her like she treated you, and that's nothing serious.
To be full disclosure here, I love my husband. He's a good man. He's been a wonderful provider. We are very amicable. Okay? That's the first thing. Next thing is, 7 years ago, I told him that I wasn't in love with him anymore. I loved him, but I wasn't in love with him. And honestly, that's where everything kind of went downhill. He never recovered from that. I actually thought we were kind of getting better. But he never did. So 4 years ago, we talked about it again. A year ago, we brought it up again. But then, he said divorce is off the table. We're staying together. We're going to make this work. And I'm like, awesome. Divorce is off the table. A lot has happened this past year since he said that. A lot with family I'm not going to go into. But we had to come together for that reason. And then we didn't. So there's just not enough time. Not enough time to fit 25 years into a 3-minute video. I told my husband I could have left years ago. I could have. What is this? I could have left years ago when I was not in love with him. Which I'm glad I didn't. Really, I'm glad I didn't. But his response was, why would you? I was floored by his response of why would I? Because he thinks I didn't leave because I needed him. I
at half your shit, bro. Half your shit. I'm sorry, I was laughing. True story, though. I mean, a wife leaves. I'm in Illinois. It's a no fault state, so I don't know where everybody else is from, but no matter what, I still get half of his stuff. I would get maintenance, pension, if so I choose, child support. My son's going to be 18 in May. I'm not getting child support for him. I'm just getting it for my 14-year-old daughter. So he's upset with me because I am choosing to take half his pension. We were married for 21 years.
I just came to the realization that, like, if you're 40 years old, you're never gonna find love. Like, oh my god.
Like, oh my god. Well, yeah, if you're over 40 and you still act and talk like you're in high school, the men you want are gonna be like,
you need to mature. You need to become an adult.
Sorry, I woke up like really, really emotional because I was married for, oh my god, I need to stop. I was married for over 20 years, and like, I was so used to being a wife. Like, I loved being married, you know? Like, I love being a wife. I love having like that one person I love coming home to and like venting all my to.
So basically, you didn't actually love your husband, you just loved having an emotional dumpster that paid your bills. Yep, crap like this is why we stopped marrying you lovely ladies.
And now it's like, yeah, you date people and like sparks fly, and then it's just like, oh, I found better, you know?
Well, yeah, that's what happens when you operate on a deregulated dating market. Everybody's looking for the bigger, better deal. That's probably what you were looking for when you divorced your husband. But see, what you failed to consider, though, is that a divorced woman in her 40s is not the bigger, better deal that the men you want are looking for.
You have been weighed, you have been measured, and you have been found wanting.
I think some of you guys missed my story time because, I don't know, I posted the dumbest video of me at Home Depot. It didn't go viral. But, like, I was talking to my ex again, and there was a TikTok, I had a fan on here, a TikTok follower that messaged me.
I think I have just lost the one person that I prayed for. All because of my self-sabotaging tendencies. God forbid I actually accept good things that are happening to me, because I'm so used to it being a mess. I'm so used to it being toxic. And here I am in the face of a non-toxic situation, in the face of a God-fearing man, in the face of a family man, an amazing person, and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. And I think I've just lost. I think I just lost the opportunity to experience something I've never experienced before.
Do women regret leaving men? Yes, they do. 70% of divorces are filed by women, and some of them do regret it. Now, this can be for two reasons. One is financial. If they are far worse off than they anticipated their life would be, and it becomes difficult, that's a regret. The other is emotional. Now, we're not talking about women who leave abusive partners or bullies or addicts. We're talking about normal, reasonable people. And women can regret this because they quite often, if they've left their husband for another man, and then the other man decides he doesn't want a relationship. He wanted an affair. So the woman's left on her own and didn't anticipate this, or she could go off the new man. So then she's on her own again. And what typically tends to happen is that the man will move on into a committed relationship, usually a downgrade on his wife, because he will want less trouble, and perhaps he's been shafted financially in his opinion, so he won't want to get married again. So he'll live with this new woman and he'll ensure that his life is easier. So men get a lot of benefits domestically from having a woman live with them, but typically the woman won't. She'll stay on her own, and the regrets can resurface at times, like family weddings, birth of the grandchildren. It's just got a tinge of sadness around it, because it would have been so much nicer if the family had been as one and all together. So yes, quite a few women do regret going ahead with the divorce.
Loser! Did that woman just rob you?
That's my wife.
Wow. Well, she certainly seems spirited.
Yeah, she's a spitfire. Now, she's just pissed off because I filed for divorce and she didn't ever think I'd be able to afford it.
Huh. Looks like money well spent.
Yeah, kind of lost the magic ever since Steely Dan stopped touring. You know, I need to find someone like you. Only younger.
Yeah, that started out great.
No, I mean, you know, just someone that's still fertile in their womb and can have babies.
You're not good at this.
Oh, I'm really not. Can you help me?
Well, my mother used to say, kiss a few frogs, then when you find a prince, you'll realize that the frogs are better because they make you laugh.
Does laughing at you count?
Bill, you need a new frog.
I need a new frog.
So I get the house?
Yes, you get everything. Bill just wants to keep his share of GS strategies.
Whatever. I got the house.
Well, good luck to you, Candace. You know, we had a few good years there before it all turned to shit. And I hope you find your frog.
Uh-huh. Hey, what is GS whatever?
Oh, yeah, that's a little company I'm a part of. We win the lottery every month. See you around!
That's so funny because shocked is exactly what he said he was. When I decided that I was going to tell him that I wanted a divorce, I texted my therapist, our marriage counselor, and I was like, I need to tell him that I want a divorce, but I want to do it in a session so that there's like a mediator present. Got us in like ASAP, like 2 days later. And I walked in knowing that I was going to ask for a divorce. And so by the way, these are insane. And it's my pre-workout snack today, so. If you like cinnamon and you like cinnamon rolls and you like cookies and you like sweet things, then you need these ASAP. They're like covered in cinnamon sugar. Oh my gosh. Anyway, we sit down in our session. It's like really tense, really awkward. My ex was sitting there like, so why do we have an emergency session? The therapist was like, Jamie, do you want to start? And I just started crying and I was like, I want a divorce. You know, it's hard for me to like say the words. I was like, I'm done. I want a divorce. He sat there quiet. I'm sitting next to him crying. He didn't move. He didn't look at me. He didn't react at all. He just was stone cold. And eventually our therapist was like, would you like to respond? He goes, honestly, I'm just shocked. I was like, you're what? I like became a dragon. And I know, and I want to be clear. Our marriage deteriorated because of both of us. It was not his fault. We both became toxic versions of each other, of ourselves. And we both, led to the demise of our marriage. It's okay. We both were complicit in that. But I'm thinking, like, we've been in therapy for 2 years and we're actually worse now because we're both growing separately and we're not growing back together. Like you cannot, like, I was stunned that he would say shocked instead of like, yeah, I get it. Like take the mask off for a minute and just acknowledge that this has been not fun for anybody and this has gotten worse. And I was like, this has happened, this hasn't happened, blah, blah, blah. And I just said, honestly, if you are shocked, then you are not paying attention. And that just tells me everything that I need to know. So he responded right away and he's like, fine, let's just go ahead and finalize the details. And that was that. And I just was like, I looked at my therapist and I was just like kind of stunned. Like I knew that I was ready to leave that day, but I couldn't believe that that was his reaction. There was no empathy. There was no compassion. There was no like wanting to fight for us, which I didn't think that there would be, but you just always hope that like one last try, We went home that night. We didn't speak. He slept on the couch. I woke up and went to work the next day, came home. He was playing PlayStation that night. I sat next to him. We hadn't talked in 24 hours. And I said, can we talk about what happened yesterday? And he was just playing, just looking straight ahead. And he was like, what's to talk about? In my mind, I'm thinking, this is our last ditch effort to like steer the ship around, And I was like, so what are we going to do? And he just kept playing. And he was like, I already got an apartment. I already took my name off of the lease. He had done things within that 24 hours. He had opened up the filing folder of his single man life and went ahead and got all this shit done. So he can say he was shocked, but you cannot tell me that a person that is shocked would have gotten all that shit taken care of if they weren't already planning on doing it themselves. And we were not happy. Like, I don't blame him for dreaming about a different life. Like, I was also. But to say that he was shocked really, really pissed me off because I'm like, okay, I've been spending 2 years working on this marriage. Where have you been if you're really shocked? And then secondly, like, this isn't just my fault. This is us together. So don't act like I pulled the rug out from under you. You were like secretly like wanting to leave also. You just didn't have the guts to say it, and I did. So it was like within a couple days, he moved out. It was right before Christmas. And it actually did release all the tension from us. I mean, we sat down and had a talk with our daughter, and we were in agreement. And we said, Mommy and Daddy think that we would be better parents to you if we didn't live in the same house. And she was kind of like, okay. Overall, it was the best decision that we both ever made. We're both much happier now. But yeah, he says he was shocked, but let's be honest.
I'm probably going to upset some women on this app, particularly women who are in my age group. There's nothing wrong with showing emotion, showing that you're a human being. I do it. In fact, I did it a few videos back. But the message that I'm specifically talking to are the women who are 40 and over, sitting here crying and saying that nobody wants them, that people are told that they're over the hill, that they're not lovable, that they have nothing to offer in society. And I'm thinking to myself, these women are gorgeous. These women that are in their 40s, they make me feel ugly, and I don't think I'm an ugly person. Women who are beautiful, crying, saying that nobody here wants them or desires them. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't have that problem. I'm not saying that to be conceited. I'm not saying that to be conceited at all. But I have never experienced what they're experiencing just because I'm 40. And it's men my age, and I've had some younger guys come up to me, but mostly men my age still desire me and still want me, and even try to have a serious relationship with me. And I want to tell these these women who are crying about being single and unwanted over the age of 40, I believe, and this is just my opinion, so please, please, please don't think I'm being mean, but this is my opinion. I think that they believe that they're not worthy because they hit a certain age, or they believe their rhetoric. And the thing is, if you don't have confidence, the opposite sex can pick up on that. And either they'll attract one of two men who will sense that lack of confidence and take advantage of them, or the other men who are like, oh yeah, she's beautiful, but when they get to know her, it's like no, I can't be with an insecure woman. I really believe that's what it is. Because like I said, these women that are crying, that are over 40, who are much more better looking to me than me, in my opinion, I don't think it's because of their age. I don't think it's because of their looks. I think it's really because they don't have that self-love. I was more insecure in my 20s, but now that I've hit this age, I've developed my sense of self and I have confidence. And I think that's what men pick up on. Like, that woman's confident. Let me talk to her. Oh, she's funny. She's smart. She doesn't mind being sexy and she don't care what people think about her. That's why I think I get hit on. Not necessarily because of the way I look. You know, it's just like, I don't let people affect my worth. And I just want to let you know, life ain't over once you hit 40. Trust me, it's not.
Okay, I turned 40 this year and I've never been in love. I've never been in a relationship and I've had no one ever ask me out on a date. And sharing that is really shameful for me because I can remember being in my early 20s and being with a group of new friends that I didn't know very well and them all talking about like their first kiss and dates that they've been on and thinking about how to pretend or lie that I've had experiences that I've never had. I'm so grateful for TikTok because I've seen other people talk about this and it has helped me feel less alone because I truly felt like there was something legitimately deeply wrong with me for my lack of experience. And I knew that most of that, especially in like my teenage years when I was in the late 90s, early 20s, was because I was fat. And I felt like if only I could lose weight, then maybe somebody would love me and maybe somebody would think I was desirable or worth it. So there's a certain kind of loneliness that I think comes along with this, and a sense of kind of always being on the outside looking in. There's an Indigo Girl song that kind of talks about one day finding love, and I have always related to a part in that song. And it says, guess I wasn't the best one to ask me myself with my face pressed up against love's glass to see the shiny toy I've been hoping for, the one I can never afford. The wide world spins and spits turmoil and the nations toil for peace, but the pause of fear upon your chest, only love can soothe that beast. And it has made me cry endless buckets of tears because that is a legitimate feeling that I've had and I've never felt like others could relate to me in that way. And I think I still feel unworthy of love and I'm still trying to figure out why it is that I don't date much, even when I did online dating or tried to do that. But it just was something really hard for me. And maybe it does come back to that core thing of like not feeling worthy of love. And because I don't believe in that thing that people say that you have to love yourself before others can love you. I don't think that that's true at all, because I've seen pure love and real love come from me for other people, friends and family members in my life. And I have a deep well of love. So I don't think that that is it, but I do feel like because I've gone without it for so long, there's this sense that I don't deserve it and that maybe I'm impeding myself somehow because I feel like anybody wanting me or wanting to love me or experience what it would be like, like there's something wrong with them if they want to. And maybe that is putting up a wall that I can't see. So I guess if you've never experienced love, just know that you're not alone. And I'm working really hard on this healing journey to figure out that it doesn't mean that I am not a good person, that I'm not somebody that deserves love